This lesson is going to be very practical for you because no matter if you're a guy or a girl, sometime in your life, you're going to need to sew a button on. You're out just doing your normal thing and oops, my button fell off. Did you know that on the inside of a jacket, usually along the seam, there are buttons that they provide for you? In this case, I guess we'd lost a button before and it had already fallen off. Always get the button and stick it in your pocket. A lot of these times you can't find the same exact button. Yay! So now we need to find the right color thread. I'm going to go ahead and just use black. Now when it comes to sewing a button, if you have thread that's a little bit hardier than your regular average medium weight, it's good because you want it to be strong so that it will hold. So here comes the hardest part. Step 1, threading the needle. I take my thread and I get a very sharp point on it because that's what will be easiest to thread. Then I take a needle that's a good size, heavyweight needle with a nice size opening. So I aim the thread right at the hole in the needle. It's called the eye of the needle. Once you get it there, I take my other finger and pull it through. You also want to make sure you have the right amount of thread. Whenever you do a button, you double your thread. Once I have my thread doubled and the length I want it, I wrap it around my finger and I roll it with my fingers. Let's begin sewing on the button. The first thing you need to do is find the location. And in this case, this jacket is lined. I'm going to open up the lining, which I already did. And inside, I'm going to search for where the back of this button should go. It's a little different on this jacket because the inside lining of the pocket is in the way. If I was to just sew this button as is, she would no longer be able to put her hands in their pockets because I'd be sewing a stitch in the middle of the pocket. So I'm going to go around the pocket on the inside. This is the back of the jacket, and where this thread is, this is the old thread from the previous button. I'm going to take advantage of that and I'm going to go ahead and start my first hole in the back. The reason we begin it in the back is because our thread knot is in the back and we don't want that to be seen on the front side. So you pull this through and when your knot stops, you know that it's hit the back side. Now I'm going to just start with one loop here. And I'm going to take a second one just to kind of secure it on the fabric. And then I'm going to start here and put my thread right through that hole. So this process is a stitch on the fabric, which does not go through the buttonhole. Then you take your needle through the buttonhole. You make another stitch on the fabric that does not go through the buttonhole. Now you go through the buttonhole. I'm going to do one last pull through at the end. I would say I did about 10 stitches on this button. We'll make one last stitch, and I'm going to take this thread and I'm going to put my finger through it. Then I'm going to make a chain stitch type of thing where I loop it and loop it and loop it, and on the last one I'm going to pull it all the way to the end till I have it secure. Once I've cut that thread off the back of the button, I'm going to put my pocket lining back, my jacket lining back. Voila! The jacket is complete. Alright, so next time you pop a button off, there's no excuses. You now know how to do it. Good luck. Happy sewing!